It's getting real. Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight have teamed up together, and they're about to take over Hollywood because they've just been appointed as special ambassadors of Hollywood by Donald J. Trump. This has to be one of the craziest surprises of 2025.
Being the new in news, President Donald Trump just announced a flurry of appointees. We wanted to bring that to you, including envoys to Hollywood. Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone just named ambassadors to Tinseltown. Mr. Trump says they will help bring business back to Hollywood. So let's go live to Aaron Navarro in West Palm Beach with the latest on this announcement. There has been...
Let me hit y'all with a drive-by I told you so, because I told you so. I said that conservatism was about to take over hip-hop. I've said it through so many videos, even one of my most popular videos about, what was it, how did black people get turned into niggas. It's one of my best videos, only like 24K views, but I've broke this down. I said, hey, conservatism is about to take over Hollywood simply because it's costing Hollywood money from being overly liberal. And this all but solidifies my prediction.
Some criticism that Hollywood is losing business to neighboring Nevada because of taxation laws. So tell us more about these appointments.
Reed, good to be with you. Trump takes it a step further and says that Hollywood has lost business to foreign countries. And that's why he's tapped the three actors you mentioned, Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, to kind of be his envoys to Hollywood, to report back to him on how to bring back business back to America. He also announced a good amount of other cabinet positions in his administration, including former Congressman Williams of New York as the Undersecretary for Nuclear Security. So a busy morning for Trump, ranging from nuclear security to Hollywood.
Yeah, and we're seeing all of those posts scrolling on the screen right there on social media. I still wonder, does he actually type these himself? Because my thumbs would be tired. Question, a few hours ago,
Believe it or not, President Trump actually do type the Truth Social post himself. He tweets and types himself. It's even been recorded and documented several times. That's what makes it even more legendary. It's all coming straight from him, which is crazy.
The Governor Ron DeSantis announced who's going to take over Marco Rubio's Senate seat as he looks to be headed for confirmation for Secretary of State. So how is Team Trump reacting to Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody's appointment?
We haven't heard yet from the president-elect on Pam Bondi being appointed. We do know just earlier in this process, Laura Trump was in consideration to potentially be appointed. However, sources say that DeSantis and Trump had spoken. You saw Laura Trump eventually withdraw her name, but no official reaction from the president-elect on the new senator in his home state.
All right. Nice to talk to you, Aaron. You have a great day.
And the main reason I see this coming is because you got the Bud Light situation that happened. It was monumental. Then John Deere, along with many other companies that, I hate to say it, essentially got canceled by cancel culture, but this time it was conservative. Conservatives jumped the board and said, let's not support these products no more. And they did the same thing with Hollywood. The go woke, go broke thing started to really, really, really ring bells because it seems anything that went overly woke, it went broke. And we see that even in gaming right now. We see the absolute domination Marvel Rivals video game is having right now. And I know it might be a free game, which can help it. But there's tons of free games that don't perform nowhere near as much, as good as this one is. So with that being said, a lot of people are saying that it's possibly the culture of the game itself. And that video game has a lot of freedom, a lot of ability to say what you want, do what you want, and no wokeness. It's just, it is what it is. The characters are the way they are. No rainbows everywhere, no overly cartoony. It's just where everything makes sense. People want what they deem normal. Now, that might not be normal for everyone, but for the general public, they are leaning towards what they might deem normal again. And that might answer to why we are starting to see these special appointments into Hollywood. Hollywood has been losing. They've been going on strikes. They've been losing writers. They've suffered so many losses in the last 6 years. But if you could bring in three individuals that have a conservative mindset and have experience in Hollywood, they could say, hey, this is what the people want. This is what the mass majority is doing now. And I called this stuff. I said this was going to happen. In the 90s and 80s, I say media was a little bit more conservative. It truly was. I will always have to reference to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to Good Times, or the Bill Cosby Show. These people typically spoke on the dangers of teen pregnancy, the dangers of gangbanging. They spoke on the dangers of using drugs and being in school and skipping school. They spoke on the dangers of not having a father in the home. Those were conservative messages. And they were some of the best TV shows we have ever seen. Those era, those type of shows, that aura, that energy is coming back to America. And these are the first signs of it happening.
They're in West Palm.
Donald Trump, in a surprising and unconventional move, has enlisted the help of Hollywood legends Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight for a new initiative. The former president announced on his platform, Truth Social, that the trio would serve as special ambassadors to Hollywood. This unique appointment is part of his broader vision to rejuvenate the American film industry, which he claims has suffered a decline over recent years. Trump expressed confidence in the abilities of the three stars, describing them as his eyes and ears in Tinseltown. Their primary role will be to assess and advise on ways to restore.
To be his eyes and ears. So if Trump is going to have these people to essentially spy on Hollywood, the question is, what will Trump do when he get the information that they report back with? I can see overall changes to Hollywood, and how could he make it happen? He could make it more expensive for them. Long story short, we don't have to get technical. He can make it more expensive for these people just to produce their movies, which they really can't afford right now. Although Hollywood is dirty with the Hollywood accounting, they have now created a system where it depends on Hollywood accounting to exist. So even though that they act like they have greater losses than they actually do suffer, they have an entire industry that depend on that broken system existing. They can't afford for things to get a little bit higher, which I believe is what Trump could threaten them with if they're pushing too much propaganda. I mean, we do need to allow movies that have a liberal mindset, because we want to peek into the minds of every aspect of American. You don't just want pure conservative movies, but you don't want conservative propaganda, nor I should hope you not want liberal propaganda on that same hand. And a lot of these movies are now just starting to push pure propaganda. A TV show a movie I love was The Watchmen. Superhero movie. It was a little bit gritty, a lot more mature. And when they made a TV show of it, look, I even covered about Black Wall Street. I speak about it explicitly. It is a horrible event to happen to Black Americans. And it was done by a Democrat governor, James B.A. Robertson. That's the part they leave out. But more important than that, they started off the Watchmen TV show on HBO Max. I will never forget this ever in my life. They started off the episode playing segments of Black Wall Street. It's showing individuals in Black Wall Street and the bombs going off on them. I'm like, what the hell is this doing in the Watchmen TV show, bro? I'm not trying to learn about history. I'm not trying to sing Negro spirituals when I'm ready to watch superheroes do their thing, bro. So I want it separated. We need things separated. We don't need to force propaganda, because it was talking about white folks, this and that, when it was really a Democrat problem. It wasn't a race problem. But that's another story for another day.
Hollywood's global prominence, ensuring it thrives bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Trump likened their mission to ushering in a new golden age of Hollywood, reflective of America's broader resurgence. Each of these appointments comes with its own level of intrigue. Jon Voight, an outspoken Trump supporter, has long been vocal about his political alignment and commitment to conservative values. Sylvester Stallone, another close ally, introduced Trump at a Mar-a-Lago event following the election, signaling their growing camaraderie. Meanwhile, Mel Gibson has also voiced his support for Trump, particularly in a video before the election where he criticized Vice President Kamala Harris and expressed concerns about the country's direction under Democratic leadership. Despite his controversial past, including a widely publicized incident in 2006 involving anti-Semitic remarks, Gibson seems to have embraced a path of redemption. His appointment suggests that Trump values his influence and star power as a way to bridge gaps and foster a cultural revival. This move represents a fascinating intersection of politics and entertainment, with Trump leaning into Hollywood's symbolic and economic significance. Whether this unconventional approach will deliver on its promise to revitalize...
I can't send these AIs, but this one had some of the most information about it, because at the time of recording, there isn't much data on this, so it just had a lot of condensed info. I had to break it down and add this video, so I apologize for anyone that doesn't like the sound of AIs.
The industry remains to be seen. However, the involvement of these high-profile figures is certain to generate buzz and reignite conversations about Hollywood's place in American society and global culture.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Boy, I need Spanish lessons, no question about it, right away. You're rolling tomorrow. I'm very, very proud to be here. I did the...
So here is a video of Sylvester Stallone giving praise to Donald Trump and comparing him to George Washington, which I believe can kind of show you the type of person that's going to be in position to help shape the narrative of Hollywood. And this is telling us of things of time to come, just the individual mindsets of all of them. And we're also going to break into how much Mel Gibson has changed, because I don't think people really bring that up.
Expect this, but I'll just keep it short and sweet, because there's no such a thing as a speech too short. When I did Rocky, if you remember, the first image was a picture of Jesus, and it says Resurrection AC Club. I found a church that had been converted to a boxing ring. So the image pans down from Jesus onto Rocky being hit. And at that moment, he was a chosen person, and that's how I began the journey. Something was going to happen. This man was going to go through a metamorphosis and change lives, just like President Trump. We are in the presence of a really mythical character. I love mythology. And this individual does not exist on this planet. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off, so I'm in awe.
It really is crazy. What a comeback story. It's almost like a movie. It's the main reason why people are thinking most of this stuff has been fake, because what Trump did was essentially impossible. He went against the American government and he won. We all see him get arrested. We all see him go for his businesses. They devalued his properties. They went for his children. They went for his legacy. They went for his self-esteem, his pride. They even went all the way down to his bedroom history. I mean, they hit him in every angle that a man can be hit, truthfully. And he won. It's a comeback story. Hate the guy, love the guy. It's a comeback story. It's monumental. It's historic. And damn it if it ain't inspiring.
And I'll just say this, and I mean it. When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations! You good? But
oh, they done removed his music due to copyright while we recording. Ain't that crazy? I ain't never seen him hit like that. That is crazy to remove. Wow. Okay. It appears that the music is back. Yeah, that's nuts, man. To remove the copyright while the video is playing. I've never seen it like that. Those two men are goats, man. And it's just crazy to witness that we have all of these people coming together and about to bridge a gap in America, man. Hollywood is truly about to be reborn. And this is Mel Gibson. A lot of people don't know Mel Gibson has come a long way. He's been a great advocate for freeing the children, a great advocate for the American public. But there was once a time where he threw a lot of shade to Donald Trump. And it's just so amazing to see retribution from all of these people. And he's been close with Trump probably for like the last, 4 or 6 years. But just look at how he started from the beginning. And it shows that this party has evolved, that America has evolved, and some of the greatest actors in Hollywood that was once against this movement are now advocating for it and hold high esteemed positions in it.
Are you nervous? Is it possible to have a happy ending after such a divisive presidential campaign like the one we've had?
Well, the good news about this presidential campaign is that soon it will be over.
Of course.
And the bad news is that one of those people will be elected. I mean, with all this talk of building walls and stuff like that, I think it's worth remembering that if you look at the servicemen and the military in this country, a lot of them have names like Ramirez and Hernandez and Rodriguez. And just from my reading, and it's interesting that many of these men fight and die for their country, and women, and some of them don't even get their.
Like, we literally have Mel Gibson, the man who was advocating. It's crazy just to listen back to the old narrative that was set against Trump. Holy goodness. It was absolutely unhinged, bro. They were advocating for bringing in illegal immigrants because they had the same names as individuals that are building on houses in America. What type of nonsense was this? And this was the backing behind it. It was the backing behind it. It was no logic behind it. It was just straight emotional garbage and nonsense. And Mel Gibson has went from that to what people would call an absolute super Chad, man. He has been radical against Hollywood. He's been obliterating the mainstream media. He's even been producing films to break the narratives on a scale beyond what most people are prepared for. Mel Gibson has went from a propagandist to someone that is destroying the propaganda, and that is an American story if I ever seen one. It's just crazy. This man was literally advocating for legal immigrants to break into the nation and to not build a wall because they had the same names as legal immigrants that were building on parts of America.
Citizenship until after they're dead. So, I think it's talk of walls and so forth is nonsensical. But hey, it's not the happiest political climate I've ever seen. There doesn't seem to be a very good option for me.
My opinion. And I say, let your heart not be troubled, fellas. Give this guy a chance. Many good things are going to happen very quickly. One is the engine of our economy is going to be stimulated very, very quickly. And he'll make decisions that are going to be very important to us. He'll keep us safe, and he'll get us back in the game economically. So those are two things immediately that will be happening.
Look, this in addition to Doge, we're about to see a revolution from which we've never witnessed in any of our lifetimes. And I don't care how old you are, whoever you are that's watching this. I don't think we've seen a revolution like this. So you're telling me we now have people in position of the government to prevent them from spending and pushing money towards things that just gives propaganda to America. You telling me that we have RFK Jr. that's now about to hold the pharmaceuticals accountable and prevent them from pushing their propaganda. And now we have 3 individuals that's going to sit behind Hollywood and hold them accountable and prevent them from pushing propaganda. This sounds like the recipe of the golden age of America. It is pretty exciting. In addition to this, you have people like Jeff Bezos, social media CEOs such as Mark Zuckerberg, the Elon Musk. You even hear about Kevin O'Leary trying to purchase TikTok. And then it was just announced today that the Biden administration will leave it up to Trump to ban TikTok or not. There are so many wins right now that America is about to change for better or for worse, but it's about to change. Absolute dominance of this country, control of this country's culture and future has been given to conservatives. It is showing in every single part of this scenario. From start to finish, they have been placing pieces down to help replace the system that has been put before us since Obama. We're about to be in a brand new America, y'all.
So it
looks like Donald Trump, man, he's coming back heavy. He's coming back with the support of everyone. As I said in my video about 4 days ago, Obama, from what I was told from some insider information, Obama has given Trump full support from the deep state, that they're not going to come after Trump, that they will play as if they don't like each other just for the world stage. Even the other day, Obama tried to give Joe Biden credit for the ceasefire, but I believe that's all just to put on the stage, just to keep people fighting each other, just so people don't see things for what they really are. Obama's a snake, and he gets paid from conservatives hating him, unfortunately. And the same could be said for Trump. So division, it does pay. Division keep a lot of people in power. CNN had to close down their studio up in Atlanta after Trump was completely robbed, because they no longer had a villain to help pay their bills. They no longer had a reason to exist. They put their entire existence behind Trump, so when he was gone, they no longer had a reason to exist. You need the bad guy. You need the bad guy. So it does make sense that if they would still fight for the cameras, but behind the scenes, and with things like this and these appointments, it does seem to ring true that Trump has the support of the entire United States government. It's left to be seen, though. We will find out after the inauguration. I'm going to be finding out with all of you, and I'm just hoping that I could be right. If I'm wrong, guilty as charged. Please like, comment, subscribe if you can. And if you can, I would super appreciate it if you're able to click the notification bell so you can stay updated on the next post that I drop. I drop 2 a day, one at 2 p.m. Central Time, the other at 7 p.m. Central Time, a little bit late today, but I'll be back on schedule tomorrow. Thank you.